this is the last video for the perspective drawing. I'm going to show you how to do the thumbnail. The thumbnail is what you would do after you practice doing the boxes. You're ready to start designing your room. You don't have to do it with your ruler and measuring everything out like we did for the skeleton drawing. You know, if you want to, if you're doing something more complicated, you could do that. But basically, you just do it very quickly. So you're drawing the whole room quickly. I mean, you try to keep the basic proportions similar to what we did, but you're not measuring everything out. So I draw my square, my horizon line, vanishing point, draw to the corners, back wall, and then I can start putting things in. And I did that very quickly. I'm going to put a window off to the right like we did in the skeleton drawing. You have to think about now, how do you want to balance your design? Do you want it to be symmetrical, asymmetrical, and so on? I'm going to put an opening into the other room that we did. I'm going to put something over here. Starting with a box, we'll put like a chair over to the right side, and we're going to use the central vanishing point. I'll start out with the front. Now where you put this front will depend, you know, that will determine where it looks like it is. So if I wanted it to be a little bit closer to the wall, I would start a line over here instead of here. Then I'm going to go to my central vanishing point. And then I have to decide it's going to be like a bench. I'll make it a little bit bigger. And a chair, just draw the back wherever I want it to be. Draw the line down, and I have a box sitting on that side of the room. And one thing you want to think about is you want your objects to look like they're in proportion to the room and everything. You know, remembering that this eye level, which was determined by Alberti's formula, is supposed to be the height of somebody standing in the room. So you want it to look like, you know, the furniture or whatever you're putting there looks like it's in scale and the right proportion. So if I want to turn this into a chair, I can start with a skinny box over here. Go to the vanishing point. And this back of it is already determined because I made the back of the box just draw up and then over. And then I have what looks like a chair. It looks kind of very rectilinear, but you can change that. You know, you start out with the boxes and then you can look at photos of furniture and make curvy shapes around it or whatever you feel like doing. All right, let's put a carpet. This is how you do something flat on the floor with the 1 point. We're going to use the central vanishing point again. So I'm going to do a carpet on the floor. I just start out with a line. Go to my vanishing point. And then I just draw the back of it. And that's how you do something that looks like it's flat on the floor. And then you could do little tassels or whatever. Now, I mentioned when I was showing you how to do the boxes that we don't want to have everything zooming into the central vanishing point. So why don't we try putting something that's still a 1 point box or object, but it's not using the central vanishing point anymore. So we'll put something over here. And I'm going to put a vanishing point off to the right there. Draw the back and drop down, and then I have, could be like a little table sitting off to the left of the room. I'm going to put this line in over here, which is indicates where the floor meets the wall in this room over here. For things that are flat against the wall, say like I want to make it look like there's a picture or something, a poster, or even a window on the back wall, I can just kind of draw them on there. Unless they're coming out or going in, it's okay. You don't have to use the perspective. So we can make like a little doorway over here, an arch or something on the back wall. It's starting to get a little more interesting. For objects that are just like curvilinear things, I just kind of draw them. To get them really in perspective properly, you can draw the box first. Maybe put a little vase or something with a plant or something like that. It could be a big plant because it's further away than here, but if it's larger, it would look a little bit bigger. And you want to put something on the ceiling, especially if you're using the square format. If you open it up, like I did with that piano drawing, you can extend it this way with this formula we're using, but you can't go in the other direction. But if you're using the square format and you don't put anything on the ceiling, it tends to flatten it out. So let's try putting a lamp on the ceiling. We're going to use 2 vanishing points. We'll start out with a line, pick our vanishing points. Just draw the rest of the box, and then it looks like there's something on the ceiling. Or you could turn it into kind of a curvy shaped chandelier or whatever. It could be skylight. You could turn it into a skylight or something like that. Now you can see already it's getting more interesting. Your eyes are moving around the design. This is an asymmetrical balance. And you could think about having a focal point in your room, whatever you're going to put in there, whatever you're going to do, whatever type of room. You can look at some of the examples that are in the lecture. Okay, so let's try putting something else that has 2 vanishing points. We'll put a 2-point table on the carpet over here. Actually, I'm going to use this vanishing point over here again. Let's draw the sides. And then I have a 2-point box sitting on the carpet here. If I want to make it look more like a table, I can just get rid of, or depending on what type of table it is, get rid of the sides, do something with the legs and stuff like that. I can put a little vase or something sitting on top of here. So there you have it. You just want to keep building up on it, keep adding things into your room. Decide whether you're just going to have the one room or you're going to have, the extended room, whatever, or open it up or whatever you feel like doing with it. But that's your thumbnail. And I would do probably at least 2 of these just to design your room. You could look at interior design photos or try to, make it like a room where you live or whatever you feel like doing. Get for inspiration. It could be any type of room, living room, bathroom, kitchen, whatever you feel like doing. Okay, so that's the thumbnail, and you can always ask me questions if you have questions about it.